Good morning, boys. Are y'all ready to start school today? Hux, are you ready? No? What do you think about those banana nut muffins? Are they good? Hey guys! Thank you for watching today's video. Of course you see the schoolroom and the boys got their breakfast. So we are starting school today on September 3rd. This is when you homeschool. The year is much shorter. We don't have to account for holidays. We don't do holidays. And we can kind of do, we can plan our days off as we want. I prefer to take really nice days off rather than holidays anyway. So it gives us the freedom to take off the days that we actually want to take off. So we're going to start out. I'm going to kind of go over what the plan is and how we do our typical day and the routine and all that. Okay, so I highly recommend going on Amazon or your local, they probably don't have these at your store. Sometimes there are local homeschool bookstores. I was homeschooled my entire life, and we had a couple of different homeschool bookstores near where I lived, where I grew up in Texas. But here, there's only one that I know of, which is up in Tulsa, and it's a little over an hour drive for us, which is not a bad drive. Definitely worth going up there. You can get all the curriculum that you need. You can look most of the time. Some of it's used, some of it's brand new. Really depends on what your budget is and what your goal is for the year. But they have all kinds of supplies and books and anything you could possibly think of. So if you're local and you are homeschooling and you're in Oklahoma and you would like to know where that store is, just message me and I'll give you the link. But anyway, I highly recommend getting you a homeschool book planner. I ordered this off Amazon. I think it was like $8 or $9. But this is really going to help you out throughout the year. It kind of gives you your goals. You have a calendar. Birthdays, you get your student information, this one has like the budget and the curriculum you're going to use, your master schedule, your attendance tracker, event like co-op and park day, your reading book lists, websites. So we use ABC Mouse, Reading Eggs. You can use Starfall, IXL. There's several, Teach My Monster to Read. There's several websites you can use. This is good to keep track of and all the kids' passwords and stuff. Field Trip Tracker. So we do attend a co-op once a month, and we do a couple field trips a year. But sometimes we like to go on more field trips. So you can get on Facebook and find some local homeschool groups. Like there's several here in Oklahoma. One out of Shawnee, Tulsa, Eastern Oklahoma, Western Oklahoma, Central Oklahoma. They're all over. I recommend following them all because all the moms can give you some great advice. And the bigger groups will put together a field trip, and then you just pay for it online and you meet up there. You may not know anyone, but it's pretty cool. We went to the Pecan Homestead and visited there, and with a random group, a bunch of people we didn't know, but we met some people, and it was pretty cool to do that. So make sure you guys check out your local Facebook groups because they will have stuff like that available. So just contact list, organization. A lot of this I don't even use, but it's cool to have. So your grade tracker. It's nice to keep track of your grades, and then just the rest is just going to be your calendar. So I really like this specific planner this year. Last year I didn't really care for the one that I had last year, but if you're interested in this planner, I'll put the link below. So make sure you check that out on Amazon. I will try to get an affiliate link there, which just doesn't cost you anything, but helps us earn a couple pennies. So, then, this is my laptop. This is the boys' laptop. They got chalk all over it. This is an older laptop that I bought off eBay for like $70, but, it works great for them to do their school work on when they need to, or extra homework assignments, like when I put them on ABC Mouse, or Reading Eggs or any of those other websites. They can sit right here and do that. So just get you a cheap laptop on eBay if you would like. You can also do fully online programs, which is great. Hey boys. You better not be eating in here, young man. Huxton Ben. Online's great, but the boys' penmanship was not staying up to par. So, there was a lot of stuff they didn't understand doing it all online. So I do recommend doing several pages of paperwork because they do need to learn to write. Kids aren't even learning cursive these days, which is so weird to me. So we are going to be doing cursive. Levi knows a little bit, but anyway. That's everybody else's. That's your own opinion. You don't have to do it. Pretty much texting and shorthand. What are those called? Acronyms like BRB and LOL's a new thing anyway. So, okay. So these are these little clear worksheet folders. I am actually going to be working on that while they do their school. Sorry guys, my front camera is broke. I'm waiting on a new one. It'll be here tomorrow, so it's hard to flip back and forth. I know you're staring at random stuff while I'm talking, but so I'm going to be working on that. That's going to be for their chore list for the week. They're going to have, each week I'll print up a new sheet of their chores and their school assignments and what they need to get done. And at the end of the week, I haven't went out to the store yet to buy jars, but I'm going to get some little plastic jars, and then I have a roll of these tickets here, and if they complete all of their tasks for the week, they will get a ticket in their jar, and then they'll get to cash it in at the end of the semester, or a year if they want to save it. So that's just a little incentive to get them going. They really liked it last year, except I had a little treasure box, and they busted into it midway through the year. So we're going to do it a little differently. We're not going to keep the prizes on hand. That's going to be something that they're going to have to go get later on. So think about that before you go buy a treasure box full of treasures. Okay, so I'm going to turn you guys around and we're going to show you the rest of the... Okay, so that's just a cork board. All that's drawings and stuff that they did last year that we just kept up. Those will get changed out as they make more crafts throughout the year. But that's just kind of their little, what would you call that? Your art board. That was our chore calendar for last year. We may or may not use that again. This awesome little piece of furniture I bought at a yard sale. Some of the papers are missing. I've got to redo all those. But that just keeps hold of all of our supplies. So it's pretty cool. We got pencils, colored pencils, crayons, and then different things, paint, brushes. I don't know why there's rocks in there. All of our, that one's hard to get over. Glue, markers, rulers, smocks, craft stuff, all that. It just fit perfectly in there. It's kind of got that vintage thing going on. So, and then of course we have our maps. We have a list of the books of the Bible. We have the solar system and the stars over there. And then this bookshelf up top has got all of our science and craft stuff. And then each boy has their own shelf. We did it a little bit differently last year, but this year we've changed it up a little bit so it's easier for them to go grab their stuff and know exactly where it goes. So, of course, Huxton, Rylan, and then Levi's on the top. And then they each have a bin down there with extra learning supplies. There's some phonics cards in there and some little games to help them learn. And then Levi's got like his little math facts. And then they each got their little notebook and folder station. The computer, the printer, of course. This map over here, we didn't use a whole lot last year, but it is an interactive map. They can play games on it, and that's pretty cool. Of course, they got the months of the year, days of the week. And then Levi drew this beautiful drawing on the chalkboard. We have our calendar that I need to flip. And that is it. So, Huxton, you're a mess. Anyway, I got these desks off of Facebook Marketplace. Levi's was already painted blue. I think we had to paint Rylan and Huxton. So today we're going to be doing math. And then here's my schedule. So Monday is math and language arts. They have miscellaneous, which is just a book of choice that they get to choose, which they can pick like, we have tons of extra activity books, game books, fun books, puzzles, all kinds of stuff. So they're going to go over there and pick out something that they prefer to do. Then we're going to do math, language arts, and then we're also going to be doing some reading and history today. But we are using The Good and the Beautiful. You guys can go ahead and start. Levi's pretty much completely independent. He does it all on his own. If he needs help, I go and help him on whatever he needs. And then at the end of the week, I'll go through and grade all their work. Rylan's somewhat independent. I pretty much just kind of have to tell him what to do. Kind of help him read through it. And then he's good to go on his own. And then Huxton, of course, I have to fully help him. Okay guys, so Levi is finished with his schoolwork already. He gets his done pretty quick, being the oldest, and then he can read and everything. The hardest part about homeschooling is having two kids that cannot read or are close in age or struggling readers. So with Rylan and Huxton, like I have to help read each one. Huxton I really have to help a lot. His grandpa and his great-grandma were not great readers until they got older. So I think that's where he gets that from a little bit. But I'm not worried about it because I know it'll come anyway. I'm not going to stress on it. That's the beautiful thing about homeschooling, is that you don't have to worry about, you know, what. You need to make sure your kids mostly on the right page, but you don't need to stress out about them being exactly where they need to be, because all kids are different. I don't know any kid that is great at both English and math. Usually most people are stronger in one subject or the other. I mean, that's just part of life. Rylan is super good at math, and so is Huxton. And you know, they struggle more so on the English side of things, the language arts side, than they do math, and that's fine. I'm not worried about it. Rylan is actually doing 3rd grade math, and he does 2nd grade language arts. So Huxton is doing 1st grade math, and we're doing 1st grade language arts, but he should probably be doing kindergarten. So we're going to try to work through it and try to push him a little bit harder this year. And then Levi's right on his level, and he's coasting through. So, you know, don't be afraid to go up and down. That's just part of it. Don't feel bad. Don't let anybody ridicule you. That's part of homeschooling, and this is why, a big reason why I like homeschooling, because I think it's just stupid to throw kids in a big classroom and expect everybody to be on the same level, because that's not how it is. That's not how life works. Not all kids. Obviously, kids are keeping up, but they're struggling. They're being ridiculed. They're feeling mentally broken down. And I don't like it, personally. There's many reasons that we homeschool. I like them being able to, us to pick our lessons out. You know, these are based on the Bible, and it's very biblical along with the lessons, which I really like, especially our history. Not a big fan of history because they just keep changing it anyway. 10 years from now, these kids won't even know that the certain statues existed because of the riots and stuff over the last few years. So I just think history is pretty pointless, to be honest. We do go over history, but we go over the important history, and we teach them what we want them to know, because who knows what's actually true anymore. And then science, we are doing science. We don't get all crazy into that. We just do basic science. And then you know, we just keep it relaxed. Do what you guys want to do. I say, you know, math and reading are super important. Language arts, make sure you get those 2 down, obviously. And then the rest, you know, we just kind of let the boys do what they are gifted at. So, you know, if they have a gift in one thing, let them pursue that. Start young. Huxton loves engines. He loves working on stuff like the tractor. So we got him a tractor, and he's going to learn to repair that tractor, restore it. He's going to learn how the engine works and all that. Rylan currently loves baseball, so we like to practice baseball with him. Levi really likes to draw, so he does a lot of art and drawing and some other things. So keep it relaxed. Eventually your kids are going to learn no matter what you do. They're going to figure it out. It's not like they're going to go 18 years without reading, so don't stress. I cannot tell you that enough. Do not stress. It's not, just go with the flow. All children learn different paces, and that's fine. Levi walked at 8.5 months old. My brother walked at 12 months old. I walked at 9 months old. My sister walked at 12 months old. My Rylan, I think, was 9 months old, and then Huxton was 10 months old, 9 or 10 months old. So, I mean, everybody from the beginning of time, you're all learning at a different pace. So, go with the flow and let your kids do it. Don't stress out. You don't need to keep some strict schedule unless that's just who you are. I've tried, doesn't work out. Today was an example of how school is going to start, but it's not going to end like this. I promise you that. We will more than likely end up doing some schoolwork at the table, but it is nice to have the schoolroom to keep everything in. It keeps things very organized as far as that goes. But sometimes we do school in the car. Sometimes Levi gets up early and does school. Sometimes they're not in the mood to do school in the morning, and we do it later in the day, which is great, especially on nice days. We want to go outside. It's nice out. I don't want to be in the house when it's beautiful weather out. I want the kids outside getting fresh air and sunlight. So just keep all that in mind. And if you guys have any questions, come back and comment below. Message me. Feel free. I was homeschooled my entire life. The kids have been doing this since Levi started pre-K. So I've got lots of experience with homeschooling, and I would be very happy to help you out. I don't want anybody to feel overwhelmed and stressed. It is a little overwhelming at first. It does feel that way, but I promise you it's easy. These lessons are amazing. Turn this around and show you some of the lessons here. I bought most of our books used, so it does have some, like this date is clearly wrong. So I do have to do a little bit of erasing, but these are really cool. Like, you know, this explains to you, it has the course overview. It tells you exactly what you need to do in the beginning of the book. There's pacing of the course. It tells you your child needs to be able to do this to be able to complete this level. Is this Rylan or Huxton? This level 2 language arts. It's very self-explanatory. This one specifically is The Good and the Beautiful. A lot of people that I know use this curriculum and they really love it. It'll tell you, like, it'll say right here, read to the child. So this is the section that I'm supposed to read, and then it'll be, this is also read to the child. And then there will be sections where the kid has to read themselves. So this over here, let's see where to go. So, I know this is upside down, but this section tells you that the child should be able to complete this section independently. So, you know, it's simple. I promise, guys, it's not that complicated. They have got so many books, so many curriculums. So they've got all these extra things, like there's extra multiplication practice, spelling, 180 days of writing. I have all the curriculum for this. But I wasn't a big fan because it didn't explain the lessons. There's multiplication and division, cursive practice. You know, we have a lot of different books, so if they're struggling with one curriculum, we switch it up a little bit. Or just for the fact to keep them from being bored, we switch it up. So Huxton's got games. He's got all kinds of things in here. Problem solving, 100 words that they need to know. You got math practice. These big old schoolhouse books that you get at Walmart. Those are some he likes to do for fun. And then on the other side, they have the reading books. So there are so many options, guys. If you don't find something that you like, go to the next one and find it. Find some friends that homeschool that you can look through their lessons and decide if that's what your kid is going to do well in. So, I mean, there's so many options. And when you get into the middle school and high school age, there are a ton of computer options too. Like, I did all my math. I can't remember the curriculum that I used, but I did all my math online. My mom didn't have to help me with any of it. It just went all the way through it. And then there was tutors that you could use. There's also online tutors that you can do Zoom classes with. I just found a new, I just found a new website that has online classes that you pay like $25 and your kids can go through a whole entire class for 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, daily. There's so many options out there, guys. So do not feel afraid to homeschool. There are tons. When I was a kid, it was very rare to see other homeschool families. I would go to the mall every single week with my grandma, great-grandma, and my mom, and people would constantly give us dirty looks or ask why we weren't at school. Today, everybody's like, seems like 50% of the kids are homeschooled now. It's crazy. So there is a lot of help out there. I promise you guys, there's tons of help. And then there's also big book fairs that we used to go to as kids, where they have all the curriculums lined up in tables, and you can go see samples, you can go look at the lessons, you can go demo. There's all kinds of stuff out there. There's endless resources. You can get accredited work and not accredited work. You do need to be careful which state you live in. We are in a very lax state, thank God, and that is one reason why we probably won't ever move, because we are in a really great state for homeschooling. I think Arkansas is pretty good. Texas is good. As far as that, I don't know what other states. I know some of them you have to report, and they have to do testing yearly depending on what state you're in. So I don't know. I've never had to worry about that, thank goodness. But it's pretty free here, and you know, we just do what we need to do. So there's no testing here in Oklahoma. There's no special requirements. They don't have to do accredited work. I will tell you though, in Texas, I did want to go to high school because I had some friends and I just wanted to do 1 year just for the experience. And they told me that if I was not doing an accredited school, curriculum that was accredited, that I would have to start over as a freshman. So yeah, no, wasn't doing that. So I ended up graduating a year early, and I went and took my SAT and went to college, community college, a year early. And so yeah, don't let that stop you guys. If you have any questions, I don't want this video to get too long, please feel free to reach out to me because I will gladly help you. I don't want anybody to feel overwhelmed on it. You don't need a fancy schoolroom. All growing up, we just did it at the table. My mom had a little bitty bin for us, and we each had our stuff in there, and that was it. I mean, that's the way we did it here and at our old house, but the boys all sleep together, and Levi wasn't using his room anymore, so I asked if we could turn his room into a schoolroom, and that was kind of what we did. So this is really nice. It's cool to have this, but you do not need it. A good bookshelf will do you wonders. So like I said, stay relaxed. It's a lot of fun. I also like that the boys get done within, a couple hours. Some days are longer than others. Some days they're done in an hour. Some days they're done in 4 or 5. But I like when they get done. Either way, it's still shorter than school. And so I really like whenever they get done early because we get to go outside and work on stuff. They can get all their school and chores done, and we can go do some other stuff. Go explore outside, go play, go work with the animals, go do chores, go feed. So, consider homeschooling, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't, please consider subscribing. Go check out some of our other videos if you're not already. And we will catch you guys on the next video. Don't forget to message me if you have any questions.